Hi Year 4, welcome to another tutorial on Hopscotch. Today we're going to be making the game Flappy Bird. Let's have a look. Alright superstars, open up a new project and choose your sprite that you want to fall down the page. Today we're going to be using Flappy Bird. I'm going to use a little astronaut. First of all, the starter block, I'm going to say when the game starts. And I want to go down to the first kind of blocks, the rainbow blocks, called ability. And this is kind of like a function tool. And I'm going to put lots of code in there to be able to allow my character to fall down the screen. So first of all, I'm going to put a forever repeat block. Then I'm going to change the Y. Now you want to slide across here, and inside the change Y by, you want to go to objects and create a new variable. Now we're going to create a new variable. We're going to call it bird up or down, or you could say character up or down. And this will help us to form the gravity side of the fall. So what we're going to do is forever, it's going to change the Y by the character size, and it's going to be going down. Then what you want to do is you want to go to the variables and go increase. And you want to increase the bird up and down by -4. So therefore it's falling down the page, constantly getting faster and faster. Kind of like when we fall in gravity, we get faster and faster as well. Underneath that, go to the red block, go to turn degrees, 1 degree, and that will allow it to also not fall quicker, but also turn a little bit. Then go outside the forever block, up the top, and inside there you want to set the speed. And you want to set the speed to 1000. Let's have a look. So now when I press play, my character will fall down the page, slowly increasing because of gravity, but also turning at the same time. Okay, now let's look at what we're going to do next. Next, we're going to make our character fly. So we need to do a starter block called when is tapped. And when is tapped, it will automatically come up with when the iPad is tapped. So let's have a look what we want to put inside that. Again, we're going to make another ability block, and this time we're going to call it flap, or you could call it fly. Inside there, you're going to go over to the variables and you're going to go set. Now, we've got one variable already, which is bird up and down. So you put that in the first oval, and then you put in the next oval 20. So essentially, it's going to go up by 20 every single time the iPad is actually tapped. Then you want to set the angle to 0, so it's nice and tall, and it stands up. Let's have a look. So every time I press the iPad now, the astronaut flies up 20, and then it continues to do that forever, gravity going down. All right, now it's time to do our next sprite, which is the pipes. So this time we're going to go to the keyboard, and we're actually going to write in pipes as the set text. Let's add some code. So the first code we're going to do is we're going to do when the game starts. Now, when the game starts, and once we've put when the game starts in, then we're going to go over and we're going to set the text. Now, that's the green looks and sounds. Now, tap inside the first one, and you're going to go to the emojis down the bottom left. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to select an emoji that you can use as a block. I've chosen the red block, and you want to put, say, 4 in, then you want to press a space. Now, in mine, there was a dot. Just go back using a backspace, then another space. You want to do 4 blocks, probably about 6 spaces, 7 spaces, and then another 4. Underneath that, you want to reset the size. So you say set size to %, and you want to make it a lot larger because it's going to be quite small. Play around with this. I'm going to go 300. And then under that, the actual blocks will be vertical. We want it to be horizontal, so we set the angle to 90, and then we set the speed to 300. Now let's have a look. When I press play, I should actually have some barriers there for my game. The next part of the game is actually trying to make the pipes move across the screen, just like our Flappy Bird game. So inside that when the game starts, you want to put a forever block underneath, a blue repeat forever. And inside here, you want it to constantly move across the page. So first of all, you want to set the position, which is in the red movement block, set position, and the X is going to be the distance of the iPad. So that would be roughly about 1000. On my iPad, it's 1200. Then on the Y, you want it to be random because you want it to move up and down. So you go from 200 to say 600. And then underneath that block, you want to then change the X by minus 1200. And that will actually make it move across the page. Let's have a look to see what happens when I press play. So now when I press play, the bars are moving up and down, moving across the page to make it a little bit more difficult. And every time I'm pressing the iPad screen, my character's going up and down. Once you've got your character moving across in the pipes, you want to now make sure you add some code, a collision code. So when your character bumps into the pipes, it disappears. So simply press collision when self bumps into text, and then you want to set the invisibility to 100. You can also add a sound as well.